Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. Today is a weekend, so let's do the whole doggone thing. Saturday, the 20th of May, National Sugar Bee Apple Day, National Streaming Day, National...
Sugar Bee Apple?
All right. It's a
I'm
brand
sorry.
of apple. You have questions.
Now, each brand has to have its own day. This is starting to get a little out of hand.
It's a trademarked brand of from Washington State, Sugar Bee apples. I don't know. It's a certain certain kind of apple, Heidi.
All right.
All right. Can I go back to what I was
certainly
doing?
all appreciate that.
International Red Sneakers Day, World Bee Day, National Rescue Dog Day. Any other questions? Just field them as you go. World Meteorology Day, National Quiche Lorraine Day, National
I love quiche.
Pick Strawberries Day, National Be a Millionaire Day. Well, let's try that. National Learn to Swim Day and Armed Forces Day.
Love it.
Sunday, 21st of May, International Tea Day, UN. World Day for Cultural Diversity, National Take Your Parents to the Playground Day. Do you remember when our daughter took me to the playground? We spun on a little thing and then I fell down and I got a video.
I do.
That's funny. National Memo Day, National Strawberries and Cream Day, National Waitstaff Day, and National American Red Cross Founders Day. And I've got a guest this weekend, Jena Friedman. She's got a new book out called Not Funny.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. A new report from Microsoft says employees are spending more time on emails and meetings and chats than doing all the rest of their jobs. This is the number one distraction for workers. It's all of this data, all of this stuff coming at you all the time. And they get this information, by the way, not by doing a survey, but they just followed the company's apps like Teams, Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. In there, they see all of this information that's coming in, and they see how much time people are spending. By the way, 3 times more meetings and phone calls than we had 3 years ago. That seemed really weird to me.
Well, if you think of all the people that are working remotely now, I'm sure that that's necessary.
Yeah, to get back on the same page. They call this digital debt. It's what they call it. The report says people spend more time trying to get out of the red and get caught up on communication than doing their actual job. Now, I'm going to look over here. In my inbox, this is just the inbox. I've got other folders with other things. 13,853 emails. I've read most of those, but there are 521 emails that I haven't even opened yet. So if you ever message me and I don't get back to you right away, it's not because I don't want to. I'm drowning in digital debt. That's my problem. That's one of my many problems. That's one of my many, many, many problems. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know if the sound of others chewing really irritates you, you might suffer from misphonia? Researchers at Oxford say up to 1 in 5 adults suffer from this condition. So that's like 25% of us.
That's our daughter.
It
just
does.
Kills her.
She's like, oh, that driving is driving me, chewing is driving me crazy. This is where somebody gets angry at the sound of people making minor noises like chewing or breathing. People with misophonia have strong negative reactions when hearing certain common sounds like sniffing, slurping, yawning. The sound creates a fight or flight response that triggers anger and a desire to escape.
Yeah, that's our daughter. It just drives her insane.
And the thing for me personally, it doesn't, like most of the time, doesn't bother me at all. But there have been times where we're having like dinner with people and somebody will be like clanking their spoon on the bowl. And it's just, I don't know why I zone in. It doesn't usually bother me. But there are times, here's the thing I got to say. Usually it has to do with if that person made me angry before this happens. They say something dumb and all of a sudden they're clanking and I'm like, oh, I want to just clank them with that spoon. Is that just me? Am I a bad person? I probably
you're
am.
not a bad person.
We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. It's been nearly 2 decades since Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis swapped bodies in the beloved Freaky Friday. Fans now have a reason to celebrate. They've confirmed a sequel officially in development, and Curtis and Lohan are in talks to return. That would be pretty cool. It did really well for them, by the way, so I hope that a reboot would be just as successful. CBS is supersizing 2 of their signature reality franchises, Survivor and The Amazing Race. They're going to permanently expand to the 90-minute per episode starting next season. So they were 60 minutes, and they did a few specials that were an hour and a half. Now they're all going to be an hour and a half.
Okay.
Dolph Lundgren says he's been battling cancer for 8 years, revealing his
that's too
diagnosis
bad.
recently. Yeah, that is very, very sad. He's been in many movies and TV shows, and again, Dolph seems like a neat dude. And The Nanny reunion may still be happening after the writer's strike. They were working on it, and then it was just scratched, but they're hoping that it'll still be back, like a reunion of sorts in
Is the
November.
writer's strike done?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know if you can tell this, but nobody writes this stuff for me, so I'm just winging it over here. All right. That is your big screen, little screen report brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. A recent survey revealed the top worries women have about their appearances. What do you think they are? What's your top worry about your appearance?
Wrinkles.
You have nothing to worry about. Your wrinkles are beautiful, and I think they make you look very distinguished.
you're
And I
supposed to say I
love
don't have
each
any
and every
wrinkles.
one of the ones that you don't even have. What wrinkles? You don't have wrinkles. Wait, what did I say a minute ago? Wow. How you doing? Recent survey revealed top worries women have. And move on. They include hair loss, sagging skin, and waist size. Those are the top 3.
Oh, well, yeah.
So there
Waist
you go.
size is always an issue, but
And this was recently posted by a Barking Chance Animal Rescue in Albuquerque. It definitely struck a nerve, garnering 8,000 comments and over 134,000 shares. Whether you have pets or not, we think you'll probably get something out of this. It says, 2 beers and a puppy is a test that I developed while working on an Esquire story. The test is, in order to find out how you actually feel about somebody, ask yourself, would I have 2 beers with this person? And would I allow this person to look after my puppy over a weekend? What do you think, Heidi?
yeah, I think that's good.
They say some people are a no and a no. These are people to be avoided at all costs. Some people are a yes and a no. These are people to be cautiously trusted. Some people are a no and a yes. These people are no fun, but they make the world a better place, for puppies especially. And some people are a yes and a yes. These people are wonderful people, and your life will work better having them in your life. Seek them out. Collaborate with them. Enjoy their company. I've got a link if you want to read all the details about this. But would you have 2 beers and a puppy with me?
I have, and
Okay.
yes.
Okay. We have a puppy. The way I just said it sounded like we were going to eat that puppy. We're not eating the puppy. All right. That's a whole different report.
Let's not eat the puppy.
All right. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to visit with our guest today. She's very funny, even though she's got a new book out called Not Funny, Essays on Life, Comedy, Culture, etc. Jena Friedman. Jena, this book looks awesome. How long does it take to put something like this together?
A couple weeks. No, it took about a year. It was during, I think, one of the lockdowns. I've been doing comedy for 15 years. Like, the thought of writing a book was so daunting, but then the fear of getting COVID kind of made it worthwhile to put pen to paper and actually start writing something.
Well, I think it looks fantastic. And you're not new to writing at all. You've been a writer for like TV specials and comedy and all kinds of things like that. How different is writing a book compared to writing like for a movie or for a TV show? Is it quite a bit different?
Oh, yeah. It's very solitary. I've written for Letterman. I worked at The Daily Show. I wrote for Roseanne on her last day. I was supposed to write for her, and then she tweeted that as I was driving up to the lot. And then it became a different show, which was also really interesting. And I talk about that in the book also. I've written for a lot of other people, but when you're writing a book, it's just very, very solitary. And when you're writing essays, it's a lot more vulnerable because you're a little more exposed than when you're just writing a joke or when you're writing a joke for someone else.
And you've been busy. In addition to writing this book, you also have a brand new comedy special that came out the tail end of last year. And it's very funny. But one of the things you said that I love, you said, my mother couldn't be here tonight. My comedy's not for everybody. I love that.
Yeah.
But I think that's the way it should be. You know, if your comedy is for everybody, maybe you're not pushing the boundaries very far.
I do think that we have this expectation that funny just inherently means funny to me, but a lot of people show up to comedy shows thinking the comedian that they're just going to like the comedian because the comedian's a comedian. But the reality is we all have very different tastes and things that we say, and sometimes part of why the book is called Not Funny is because my comedy might not appeal to, everybody. The special was very niche, but I think in this moment, hopefully people who can find at least catharsis in it.
People get offended a lot easier today than they did even 10 years ago. But when you're standing on a stage telling jokes, and again, they're jokes, you're trying to make people laugh, but sometimes the things that make people laugh also are the things that make people mad, aren't they?
Well, I think we're hearing and seeing people being offended, but I do think when we talk about like cancel culture, which I also write about in the book, in this current moment that we're in, where it feels like you can't say anything, we do have to remember that, George Carlin was arrested, Mae West was arrested, Lenny Bruce was arrested. Comedians since George Carlin have not been arrested for their words. So as weird as this moment feels, it's been a lot worse for comedians. I think it's actually better than it's ever been in some ways for comedians. But I also do think crowds are very sensitive with everything going on. And I think that social media makes us a lot angrier. I think the current political climate and the news that we watch makes us a lot angrier. So when people go to comedy clubs and maybe they disagree with the comedian, I think, we're seeing people respond to that in ways that might not be great. Comedy's cool. It's the most democratizing art form. You're out there on stage talking to people who you might not even know. And when people laugh, it's like this collective tension being released. And it's really cool. As divisive as it feels right now, it's also very unifying.
To get a whole room full of strangers on the same page laughing at something is somewhat magical to me.
Yeah, I guess so. It just takes time. It's like almost like learning a language. If you see two people speaking a language you don't speak, you're like, how are they doing that? But if you practice, I think there's definitely a level of it like that's intuitive. But I also think so many comedians I really like as people because like no one really starts out funny, or maybe you have like one funny set, but then like your third or fourth set you bomb, and so it's a very humbling art form.
Yeah.
And the people that really, I think that you would know have been doing it for 20 plus years, just keep doing it, and it's interesting. But it is a really interesting moment that we're in because also it used to be that, people just watch like one or two networks and a comedian could go on TV and do 5 minutes and the entire country would know them. And now there are so many different avenues and platforms for people to watch comedy. It's a lot more fragmented. And for someone like me, I really love that because I can have a special on Peacock or do something a little more niche that may never have ever been on network TV, but can be on like a network singing
Absolutely.
platform.
Well, I appreciate you taking some time to chat. I'm going to put a link to the book. Jena, have a wonderful day.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Jena Friedman, the new book, Not Funny, Essays on Life, Comedy, Culture, etc. It's available right now, just coming out. I've got a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
People living in the southern hemisphere see the moon upside down compared to those living in the northern hemisphere. I never thought about that. We've seen it from a different perspective.
Okay.
That's interesting. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In 1908, the New York Times advised readers to wash their hair about every 6 weeks.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's way more often than I wash my hair. No, I wash my hair every day. All right. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Earth spins. Earth. I think I was right the first time. Earth spins at a speed of about 1,000 miles per hour. That's how fast we're going. Yeah. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Earth travels around the sun at a speed of 67,000 miles per hour.
We're just zipping right along, aren't we?
Yeah. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In the script, Arnold Schwarzenegger's classic line from The Terminator was scripted as, "I'll come back." But he said, "I'll be back."
I like I'll be back better.
I do too. 5 fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com. Question, Heidi. It can seem embarrassing to be caught doing this, but 76% of people do it every day. What is it? You do it all the time.
I do?
All the time.
What? I don't know.
Sing in the car.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, you were just humming right before we started.
I was, right before the mics came on.
It was like, I wanted to turn it on so bad. I was like, oh, that would have been great. All right, Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A lot of people don't have video rental stores near them anymore. Blockbuster Video used to be everywhere. Now there's one location in Bend, Oregon. Well, there's a guy in Toronto, Travis McLaughlin. He's a movie lover with a huge DVD collection. He's taken it upon himself to breathe new life into the once mighty video distributor. Building upon the idea of neighborhood libraries used to swap books on community front lawns, Travis decided to apply the same concept to his video collection. He decided to move forward when he came across Free Blockbuster, a grassroots mission to combat the myth of scarcity by providing free entertainment to as many people as possible. It's a movement launched in 2018 by a former Blockbuster employee who created a movie swap system in an abandoned LA Times newspaper dispenser. So one of those machines that you open up. Okay. The idea spread across the U.S. and has made its way now to Canada in 2021. He put a royal blue box on his front lawn last week, officially launching the first Free Blockbuster location in Ontario. He got a rusty old bin from a magazine company, fixed it up, stocked it with about 10 DVDs to start on his front lawn, quickly dwindled down to just 4. He said he hopes people watch them and return them.
Hopefully they bring them back.
Or put their own in there. That is the plan. I've got a link if you want to see it. I think that's cool, and I think our son should do that. Our son has 10,000 movies.
Oh my goodness, he has so many.
He probably has more than 10,000. He's got a lot. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. I have for you the 10 tastiest and the 10 worst cities for bagel lovers. So there's a study for everything.
I thought we did this one once. No?
Did we? I don't think so. Number 10 is Seattle. Number 9, these are for the best bagels.
Okay.
Best bagels. Seattle, St. Louis, Savannah, Miami, Philadelphia, Jersey City, Orlando. Number 3, Boston. 2, San Francisco. And the number 1 city for bagels, New York.
Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah. And then you look at the worst places to get a bagel, and they're all just about all tied. There's a bunch of ties. So West Valley City, Utah, Waco, Texas, Miramar, Florida, Grand Prairie, Texas, Hampton, Virginia, Hialeah, Florida, Olathe, Kansas, Mesquite, Texas. Now we're up to the top 3. Rockford, Illinois, Brownsville, Texas, and the worst place to get a bagel, according to their list. How would you like to be a bagel shop in Shreveport, Louisiana?
I don't think Louisiana's going to lose any sleep over being the
There's
least.
probably somebody that sells bagels there. They're like, what's wrong with my bagels? All right.
Jeez.
That's the list. Brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Our quote today is from George Carlin. Love George Carlin. Most people work just hard enough not to get fired and get paid just enough money not to quit. How sad is it that there is like these end goals there? It's like, okay, there was an amazing phone call. A guy who had been the employee of the year, and then he quit working as hard. And during his call, he's like, well, you guys are paying me substandard wages, so I'm going to be a substandard employee. So there's the answer. I was like, wow, I kind of see his perspective, but I personally would still give it my all. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. You ever meet somebody that you go, this person is just amazing?
Oh, yeah.
This person is just like rock star awesome. Well, you're going to meet that person right now. Hi, I'm John. Just kidding. It's not me. Here's a headline. This nurse adopted a teenage girl who happened to be a mother with triplets. So she adopted Karen Mullen, is 45. She's a neonatal nurse at a community hospital north in Indianapolis. That's where she met Sharia Small, who is now 17. Small was in the 8th grade when she gave birth to not 1, not 2, but 3 children in 2020. The triplets spent more than 5 months in the NICU. Mullen helped care for them and grew so close to Small during those 5 months. When the babies were discharged, she gave Small her phone number and encouraged her to call if you need anything. They kept in touch. Eventually, she visited Small at her home in Kokomo. That's when the nurse realized that she's in a bad situation. She was sleeping on a couch. Her children were sleeping together in a playpen. A caseworker for social services called on Mullen and informed her that Small and the babies were being removed from the home that they were living in. She said, I just kept thinking, I have to do this. I knew Sharia, and I knew she was intelligent and resilient, and she just needed a safe place to put some roots.
Wow.
I knew it would be hard, but we'd figure it out. For nearly 2 years, she fostered Small and the 3 children. Earlier this year, Mullen's adoption of Small and her children was finalized.
Wow.
How cool is that?
Yeah, that's pretty great.
She said, I'm so proud to be your mom. She amazes me every day. She's frustrated with the babies. She never raises her voice, though. She's just blossoming into an incredible woman. Has it been easy? No. She pushes the limits like any other teenager, but I love her, and I'm her mom, and I'm not going anywhere.
Aww.
How great is that? So if you need to get all choked up, you can see the video and read more details. I'm getting choked up over here, and I'm not even giving you all the details. It's all there, though. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.